Good morning, Warren Peacock here. Today's matrix shows the Australian dollar losing 3 points overall, and that's on the hourly. It lost 2 points and 1 point on the 4 hourly. Aussie dollar weakness continues. The daily chart hasn't changed for a long time, so that trend continues downwards. The Canadian dollar holding steady on 6 overall. Swiss franc is on 11, so it lost 2 points yesterday. We have the euro losing 1 point yesterday. That was against the US dollar, and that was on the hourly chart. The pound is now at full strength, so there's 6 across the board. Total score of 18. That pound strength continues, and I'm actually looking for a pullback. Once these currencies get so strong, we do expect some kind of correction to happen. So certainly waiting for some pound signals. The yen on a score of 5, and then we've got the US dollar gaining 6 points yesterday on a total score of 12. And there was 5 points on the hourly, 1 point on the 4 hourly. The daily is still on a score of 4, and that leaves us with the pound as the strongest on all three time frames, and we've got the Australian dollar and the Japanese yen overall as the weaker currencies. And then on the daily, we've got pound yen as the strongest chart, and we've got the pound Australian dollar on the 4 hourly chart. And then on the hourly, we've got a bit of a mix here. We've got the pound and the US dollar as stronger, and we have the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar as the two weaker currencies. We're going to have a look at these charts, and we start with the pound yen. That trend we can see is pretty strong. I would expect some kind of correction, either a bit of a sideways couple of weeks. So that would be a time correction, and if there's a price correction, who knows where that would stop on the downside. But I would expect the trend to continue upwards for now. And if we just go down to the 4 hourly chart, if it does break above resistance, I'll probably have another long go at it. And the hourly, that consolidation quite clear, little triangle type formation. You could just put our trend lines in like that. And if that does break to the upside, I'll still go long on it. We'll just have to see how it works out. The pound to the Australian dollar, similar to the pound yen, that trend is pretty strong on the daily. It broke above resistance a while back, and has continued higher. If we go down to the 4 hourly chart, again we can see a bit of a triangle formation. The market did try and break that this morning, and we can see it's currently holding just above it. And you can just put a lower trend line in like that. Very tight sort of pennant formation there. Again, if it does hold above that, I might have a go at it. Australian dollar is always a difficult trade. The hourly chart makes it a bit clearer, and we can see the hourly consolidation above the trend line. I'd look for some further confirmation of upside. The pound to the CAD, that also speaks for itself. That trend is quite strong, and we've seen the pound do these little jumps on all the time frames, against the other currencies as well. And we've got long candles pushing this thing higher. It's failed to make a new high now, so a little bit nervous to go long pound CAD at this point. And this is just the hourly chart. If you go to a daily, we can see it sitting at that resistance level. I'd be waiting on the dailies for that to just break and close above there. And historically, that's been a difficult trade. There was one good trade, and that did last a while. And then since then, we've had just a couple of spikes. So again, a little bit nervous to go long pound CAD at this point. Maybe on a pullback or a break above that previous resistance level. The US dollar to the CAD, I've taken a long on this one, and we can see it's pushing through. It's sitting at resistance, and I've just got my resistance level in like that. And a break and close above the purple line would be a further bullish sign for me. If we go to the 4 hourly chart, you can see it quite clearly. This formation here does look like an ending pattern, so I do expect it to go higher. The dollar index is still within a downward channel, so waiting for a break above that to confirm. But if we wait for those confirmations, we're always going to be in too late. So I have taken a small initial long on the dollar CAD. And if we go to a daily chart, we can see the trend is still up for now, and this is probably just a pullback. And if you put your fib in there, we can see a 61.8% retracement, so that can easily be wave 2 for wave 3 to come higher. The Aussie dollar to the US dollar, this chart is again weak. I don't like trading it particularly while it's in this consolidation, and that support level has to break before further downside can be seen. So I'm not too keen to get involved here, but if you are a short-term trader, there are short-term opportunities. If we go down to an hourly chart, we can see there's still a bit of space for this to go lower. As far as I'm concerned, we should have been short on this already if you were going to trade it short-term. And if you go maybe to the smaller time frames, you could probably get a few scalps out of it. Thank you very much, and chat again tomorrow.